Why don't you go ahead and just kind of walk me up the climb? And I like what I'm just kind of looking for is essentially like a route description and for you just to kind of talk about your experience and talk about the climbing.
We left, gosh, we left camp at I think it was probably around 6 a.m. We were making coffee actually and saw some headlamps getting off the route at like 5 in the morning. I guess they had finished. They were finishing from the previous day, um, and so that was like slightly intimidating.
Yeah.
Like wow, I hope we're not out there for 24 hours. But we walked across the glacier and up, kind of walked, gained the steep snow slope, and walked up to the base of the first pitch, which is a kind of like 5, 6 easy rock mixed step. I mean, the route's in really good condition right now, so I think some of these pitches can be a little more challenging if there's less snow. But it was pretty straightforward. I think I put 1 or 2 cams, and then we popped around the corner, kind of getting into the couloir, and it looked like just several pitches of snow above us, and it was still pretty early. Like the sun is rising, the mountains are all glowing and beautiful, and we decided to put our ropes away for a couple of pitches. And actually, yeah, it was just cold. There was nothing coming down. It felt reasonable, and we soloed up for a few pitches. There was actually, I think it's on the third pitch, but like a step of fairly rotten ice. And I remember swinging into it and kind of being like, okay, this isn't Uray water ice. This is like Alaska alpine ice, and it's kind of weird. And uh, and it was a kind of a steep step. I was like, yeah, okay, this is my first time swinging into Alaska alpine ice, and I decided to put the rope away. That was maybe dumb, but it was fairly short, and yeah, we managed just fine. And then went up some more snow until I think we put the ropes back on at the crux. Um, and I think, yeah, and so we roped up there, and my Olga led that crux pitch of ice that it's probably like 60 feet. It's different, just like getting to know what the ice is like there for someone who just climbs like fat waterfall ice mostly. It was all kind of it was like a learning experience. Some of the ice is bullet hard, there's some is sticky, some is rotten, and then like this concept of neve, which is incredibly fun. Uh, as long as it's not, as long as you don't really need to protect it.
Yeah.
And so there was more of that above, and we just kind of kept moving up through. It gets narrow. We simuled a few blocks up there, and we're just moving, and it's tiring. That kind of snow climbing. So we were definitely, taking some rests and breathing, but trying to move as efficiently as possible. And then eventually got up to the call, and it was getting really windy. So we took like a short break, but we didn't really stop very much. And got out onto the summit ridge, and those pitches were wild. Just all of a sudden it dropped like 20 degrees in temperature and was really windy, and so it was very cold climbing in like our big puffy jackets and on this, traversing snow that gets really wind affected, and these ripples of, we had the rope on, but there was like maddening, the rope just gets caught on these ripples of snow, like these fins.
Yeah.
um and so that took some time, just getting through those pitches up to the, where you actually get onto like the Cornice Ridge. I think it's called the I don't know. There's a big rock, and but those pitches were really cool and engaging, and yeah, you're back on glacier, so you've got some crevasses around you, and yeah, and then we got to the final stretch where we did take ropes off because it was, the ropes were getting blown and just caught on all that snow and kind of like creating a little more hazard. So we walked up
Yeah.
the last few pitches and kind of reveled in the views for not terribly long, but yeah, it was awesome.